All right, disclaimer, I'm glad to have you here today, but get ready for transformation because everything has been tested today in the Scott Logic Laboratory on myself or others, proven to make perfect common sense and to work in real life every single day, no matter what real life you live in. And today we're going to talk about the very basics of controlling your response to things, or probably more clearly controlling your reaction to things so that you make the right choice every single time, the choice that means the most to you and will get you the most of what you want. Simple equation. That's something you're going to have to work at a little bit, I think. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day, hanging around, fiddling and fooling around, having more fun than the boss said I was allowed to have. Wait a second. I am the boss. Well, I tell you what, it's a pretty good day when I figured out I was the boss of me. The day I figured I was the boss of me, that nobody could really tell me what to do. Well, they could try. They could try. But truthfully, yeah, there may be consequences, but I can do whatever I want to do. And once you figure out that power in your own life, not, against you and the world, but just you and yourself, that you're the boss of you, and you can tell yourself what to do, but you can also tell yourself that you changed your mind, which is the problem. But the day you figure out that you're in control, magically, you're in control. How cool is that? Is it possible? Scott, I can't be in control. Are you kidding me? That's what I want. That's why I listen today. I tuned in today to your show because I want to be in control. Okay, I'll give it to you. But control takes what? It takes a little bit of self-discipline, I think. And sometimes I think leading to the self-discipline takes some self-confidence, because you may have the discipline to put yourself in control, but once you pull the trigger to be in control, you may find yourself not confident enough to stay there. So it takes a couple things first. We all have to work on that stuff. The basics of life are the basics of life. The more I've done this work, and when I say do this work, it's working on myself my entire life, hoping to figure it out before I die someday, but also working with, at this point, tens of thousands of people, and just figuring out, okay, because in this world of self-improvement, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of out there. A lot of stuff designed just to make you feel good. But the more you look at it, the more you pay attention, the more you realize there's a very simple stack of stuff that works. And while we don't want to do the stuff that works sometimes, it does. You're going to get some stuff today. The stuff I have today for you is the power to stop, think again. That's going to change your life. Because with everything happening in the world today, it's not so easy to make a good decision. But that's not just today. It's every single day for all time of the world. That's the way it's been. So I'm a former fat guy, today living in a relatively thin guy's body. I never met a pizza. I never met a basket of French fries. I never met a big, juicy, Ruby Tuesday hamburger, and probably never met a keg of beer I didn't love. So I've gotten pretty good at gaining weight and losing weight at the same time. But I've learned a few life lessons along the way that help me kind of stop that over time and maintain my sleek body for my beautiful wife. I learned one lesson when I was a kid. Manassas, Virginia is where I grew up, and the Manassas Mall came to town. It was a big day because we didn't have a mall back then, just like most cities don't have a mall today. They have ghost towns. But back then, we didn't even have a ghost town. We just had a parking lot, a field. But one weekend, the mall opened, and my dad said, we're going to go to the mall. I said, what are we going to the mall for? He said, we're going to the steakhouse at the mall. So back then, not only did you only have 3 TV channels, you didn't have steakhouses. You had like McDonald's, maybe Burger King. You didn't have everything else out there we have today. Uber? What was that? We went to the steakhouse. But it was more than that. It was the steakhouse buffet. Oh, the all-you-can-eat steakhouse buffet. Just like Golden Corral. They're back. They went away from the all-you-can-eat buffets for a little bit, but they came back. Why? Because people asked for it. It's a bad thing because my dad introduced me to the shopping mall. He introduced me to the all-you-can-eat steakhouse, and my mom introduced me to Husky pants. Yeah, the Leggett Shopping Center there in Manassas, Virginia. They were pretty ugly pants, but I had to buy them because I'd eaten so much I got Husky. So as time went on, I found I had a real fondness for buffets. I started to scout the buffet. I learned to do that. I learned to walk around and see what I wanted to have and make a decision on it. And then we'll come back and order. That kind of worked. But then my philosophy of stop, think, order came into play. So I realized that no matter what I did, no matter when I ate, remember it was a thing about calories, a thing about eating. I like to eat and everything. So I recognize stop, think, and order. Now, eventually, over time, I don't have to do that anymore. I do it naturally now, but that was how I got there. Stop, think, order. Now, if that didn't work, and it didn't half the time, I amended it. It became stop, think. Let me think about that again. Okay, let's place my order. So that worked really well. So if you're on a diet today, if you're trying to control yourself today and you have the willpower and you have the self-discipline to do it and you really want it bad, if you say stop, think again, and order, you'll probably make the right decision. So I amended that again later on because I recognized that the same thing would work in my life. If I was working in business, talking to somebody else, I like to talk. My mouth runs fairly quickly. Sometimes it outpaces my mind. You agree? Hey, it's cool. I know what it is. Very quick-witted, very fast on my feet. Sometimes timeliness is not the thing that I get perfectly. So I've learned that over time. I have now learned a long time ago, to streamline my thinking of anything I do and to stop, think again, and act. And I apply it to everything I do. I actually think I learned it first with my first wife. Stop, think before I say this, think about it again, then say it. That's kind of where I learned it there. I learned it with my kids. I certainly have learned it with business. You want me to do, let me think about it. You want to pay how much? Let me think about it. Stop, think again, and then act. I know it's so simple, but I like simple. Simple works. And I promise you right now, there are a lot of people, I don't know how many, but there are a bunch that have written on a pad of paper, stop, think again, act, or whatever version you need. There are many, many people who it is now on a Post-it note. It's on a computer screen or on a wall. It's so simple and so powerful, and if you can get yourself to use it, it'll change your life. So my mom is 91 years old. She's living to 100. That's what she told me. She said, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. You're not getting your inheritance, and I'm probably going to spend your inheritance before I die anyway, but I'm going to 100. Went up and saw her last December. I took my daughter and my grandkids with me and took a visit for the weekend because she's getting older and she'd been sick, so we wanted to make sure she was okay, and she is. And I was kind of talking about this because when I go up there, everybody's like, okay, well, how's the podcast? My family listens to me on this podcast. I got to be very careful what I say because I do get notes from my nieces and nephews and all. It's kind of odd. Uncle Scott, I heard you. But my mom, I was telling her all about this. Stop, think again, and act. My newfound way of thinking that was working so well, and I was getting everything I wanted in my life. And she said, that's kind of like listening before speaking and thinking before acting. That's kind of like something I may have said to you before, back when you were a teenager. So I think I may have said that. I'll never admit it. Nope, not going to happen. Not going to admit it. I learned it from my mom. Nope. Never going to admit it. Stop, think again, and act. Use it today. It's awesome. You're going to find yourself in a really good spot if you do. So coming up, it's tomorrow. Yeah, it's not today. It's going to be tomorrow. And we're talking about, it's Friday stuff. So hang on for the ride for that. So what are we going to talk about tomorrow? Let me think here. Oh, Rockstar. Are you a rock star? You remember the band? I like to talk about that topic too. It's good. It's different. Every single show is different when I do it. If it's your first time arriving at the Daily Boost, it's every single day. So show up Monday through Friday. Have a good time. If you need more, come to the Facebook page, dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook. Not necessarily a content page, but a community page. That's how we use that. And if you really want more and not be interrupted, no commercials, and have me send you emails and send you text messages about this podcast, today's show, go to dailyboostpremium.com. Check that out. I'll see you tomorrow.